The kitchen on a late summer afternoon was brilliant with sunlight gilding the spice jars, filled with the aroma of a fragrant beef stew blending with the familiar gentle scent of vanilla. However, behind that perfect peaceful exterior lay a stage waiting for trouble, a place that tests the seamless coordination and emotional management skills of parents. Daniel was leisurely helping his wife clear the dining table, carrying a poised and steadfast demeanor in a well-fitted moss green knit sweater, dark wash denim, and leather indoor slippers. Emma, who had just finished a busy workday, was bustling at the stove. She exuded an elegant yet approachable beauty in a cream linen dress layered with a light terracotta knit wrap that Leo, the mischievous spark of the family, was wearing a vibrant orange t-shirt and navy cargo shorts, his bare feet pattering excitedly across the floor. While Emma had her back turned to get more plates, Leo curiously stood on his tiptoes by the kitchen island. Seeing black pepper jar, the boy wanted to help season the food. Without a moment's hesitation, Leo upturned the entire jar into the large bowl of soup that had just been ladled out. The dense black peppercorns instantly blanketed the surface of the dish that had taken hours to simmer. Not stopping there, the 6-year-old's attention immediately caught the bottle of dish soap. Leo sneakily squeezed a large amount of the liquid onto the middle of the kitchen floor, then rubbed it vigorously with his bare feet. A white, incredibly slippery foam lathered up to his delight. Just at that moment, Emma turned and stepped forward, carrying a scorching hot ceramic baking dish she had just pulled from the microwave. The moment her foot touched the soapy puddle, her entire body lost its balance. She stumbled, the hot dish swaying on the verge of hurling its scalding contents right onto her. "Careful!" a roar echoed out. Quick as lightning, Daniel lunged forward, throwing aside the dish towel in his hand. He wrapped one arm around Emma's waist to keep her steady, while his other hand shot out to catch the blistering hot dish right before it could fall. The ceramic tray scraped across the back of Daniel's hand, making him wince from the burn. The panic and sheer terror of seeing his wife in imminent danger instantly morphed into a fiery anger. Daniel's face flushed red, his jaw muscles clenched tight. The man's instinct to protect his family exploded, completely shattering his usual composed demeanor. He slammed the dish onto the table, whipped around to look at Leo and bellowed, his voice shaking the entire kitchen. "Leo, what on earth are you doing?" Daniel's booming shout was like a crack of thunder. Leo jumped, his shoulders shrinking back. Terrified, the boy stepped backward, slipped, and fell hard onto the foam puddle, his eyes wide with panic as tears instantly began to stream down his face. "Do you know your mother almost fell into boiling food because of this foam? And that bowl of soup too. You have ruined dinner for the whole family." Daniel continued, his voice hoarse with agitation, his chest heaving rapidly. Realizing his voice was starting to slip out of control, Daniel immediately stopped. He squeezed his eyes shut, raised a hand to hold his forehead, and took deep breaths to soothe the crashing waves inside him. He knew if he continued, he would emotionally hurt his son. Daniel turned his back, walked over to the window, and fell silent, yielding the space to his partner. At this moment, Emma's gentleness was the perfect antidote. Though still shaken from the near fall, seeing her son cowering in fear caused her maternal instinct to instantly take over. She slowly knelt in the middle of the soapy floor, ignoring the fact that her cream linen dress was getting stained. She opened her arms and enveloped Leo's trembling little body in a warm hug. "It is okay, it is okay. Hush now." Emma patted the back of her son's orange t-shirt, her voice as soothing as a cool stream flowing over a fire. Once Leo's hiccups had subsided, she gently pushed him back a little, using her scion to wipe a tear from his smudged cheek. "Leo, look at me," Emma whispered, her eyes kind but incredibly piercing. "You thought Daddy Daniel was very scary just now, did not you?" He yelled very loudly. "But do you know why Daddy was so angry?" Leo sniffled, shaking his head timidly. Because Daddy hates me." "No, silly." Emma smiled softly, her gaze shifting toward Daniel's silent back by the window. "It is because Daddy loves you and loves me immensely. Just now, if Daddy had not rushed out in time, that hot plate of food would have crashed down on me and on you too. We would have been burned very badly." Daddy was terrified at the thought of the people he loves getting hurt. That giant fear turned into a loud shout. "Daddy was angry because he was doing his job of protecting our family." Leo blinked, turning to look at his father's back. The resentment in the child's heart gradually melted away, making room for understanding. Emma continued, gesturing toward the messy kitchen. "Your curiosity is not bad. But when you are curious without thinking of the consequences, it becomes a danger. You wanted to make bubbles to play, but you turned it into a slippery trap that almost made Mommy fall. You wanted to taste the spices, that you dumped the whole jar of pepper, completely ruining the soup Mommy worked so hard to cook for 2 hours. In a family, we always have to think if our actions will bother or endanger others. My sweet boy. Right at that moment, Daniel had regained his composure. He walked over, kneeling on one knee beside his wife and sons. His face had returned to its inherent tranquility. He reached out, gently rubbing Leaf's messy hair. "I apologize for yelling so loudly and startling you." Daniel's voice was deep and sincere. A great father is one who is not afraid to admit his mistakes to his children when he loses his temper. But I am very serious about what you just caused. Next time, before you decide to do an experiment, ask for Mommy and Daddy's permission first, okay? Leo nodded obediently, throwing his arms around his dad's neck. "I'm sorry, Mommy and Daddy. I will not do it again." "All right, little man." Daniel smiled, patting his son's back. "Now, instead of crying, a man needs to clean up his own battlefield. Get a rag and clean up this puddle of foam. And tonight, since the soup is ruined, we are having peanut butter sandwiches instead, so you remember that wasted food never comes back." The three of them stood up together. Leo scrambled to get a rag, working hard to scrub the soapy patches off the floor. Daniel and Emma stood side by side. He gently wrapped his arm around his wife's waist, and she rested her head on his shoulder. The combination of the father's decisive, authoritative attitude and the mother's gentle, empathetic reasoning created a perfect educational rhythm. They showed that sometimes, anger born of love is unavoidable, but as long as there is the balance, understanding, and partnership of a spouse, every storm can be transformed into invaluable lessons in character.